Chicken wings without the mashed potato. What the hell?
Your next outdoor escape could turn into your worst nightmare in the blink of an eye. Imagine waking up to wild lions pressing against the thin fabric of your tent, or being dragged beneath the surface into a freezing claustrophobic ice cave. When nature suddenly traps you, do you have what it takes to make it out alive? Stephanie is someone who doesn't use social media for attention. She only uploads occasionally, sharing her trips, her daily life, and simple moments. But this clip stands out as one of the most uncomfortable, mainly because of how unpredictable it became. She was in Gatlinburg riding an Alpine coaster and enjoying the experience when suddenly she noticed something directly ahead. And the worst part was she had no way to stop it. She could not control the speed of the cart and could not bring it to a halt. It felt like she was being carried straight into the situation with no control at all. She chose to stay completely quiet, trying not to disturb the bears. And that alone is frightening. Slowly approaching something that could be dangerous, knowing it could turn at any moment, is not something anyone would want to face. Fortunately, the bears did not react and eventually moved back into the woods. But the moment itself is hard to forget. It raises questions about how situations like this are handled. What would you do if you were in that position? Under the Weather is a channel centered on outdoor exploration. The creator James enjoys hiking, wild camping, and trekking across Scotland, often filming his trips to show what it is like to be alone in nature. In this video uploaded on March 12th, 2024, something happened that genuinely unsettled him, and the situation slowly became unusual. He had planned a hike to find the 5,000-year-old Machar stones in Stirlingshire, Scotland.
Welcome back. On our way to find some 5,000-year-old standing stones many moons ago. I've tried to find this place a few times and I got lost every single time. So let's hope cross the river, then take a right and a right again. And we'll see how we get on. Onward, Christian soldier.
He began the journey surrounded by scenery that made the effort worthwhile. But he was not completely sure of the route to reach the location. Eventually, he managed to find the stones. After the long hike, he decided to set up camp for the night. He searched the area and found a small clearing between trees near the stones, which seemed like a suitable place.
Look at that. This is a perfect space for a tent, isn't it? Where am I going to have my fire, though? Yeah, I think I'm just going to set up right here with the fire here as well. Yeah, sounds like a plan.
As night approached, he lit a fire and sat beside it, relaxing, while everything still felt calm and quiet. Then, without warning, the silence was interrupted. A helicopter began flying low and circling above his campsite.
This will do it. Can you hear the helicopter? It's been flying over quite a bit, and I just hope that they aren't looking for someone and I've got a fire going and I kind of get rescued, if you know what I mean. It's like the fat is starting to come out the chicken, which is setting the fire alight. Helicopter is still there. A bit ominous if you ask me. Please go away. There it is. You see him flying over ahead.
It moved slowly, scanning the forest below, which made the situation feel unusual. It could have been drawn to the fire or possibly searching for someone in the area. Although confused, he didn't leave and stayed by the fire as usual. Soon after, something more unsettling occurred.
Should have brought more water. There is water around about, obviously, but I don't know if it's quite treacherous. You saw what the ground is like. I think I'm going to have the chicken wings without the mashed potato. What the hell is that? Hello? Hope it's not one of those nights. I got a plate.
He heard a strange noise nearby coming from the darkness beyond the trees. The sound was unclear, but it was enough to put him on alert. He called out but received no response. For a moment he considered leaving, but realized moving through the forest at night could be more dangerous. So he remained at the campsite relying on the firelight. Later he went into his tent and tried to sleep. During the night he woke up again after hearing more sounds just outside.
Nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. Shit. I just heard laughing there. Or something. Hello? Hello? I think that's a road in the distance, maybe. Yeah, it can't be. It can't be. Right. Well, I can't hear anything, so let's turn this off. Right. Good night.
Although something could be heard, it was not clearly captured. Eventually the sound stopped and he managed to fall asleep again. The next morning he woke up and made breakfast, trying to relax before leaving.
Here's the spot. One thing I didn't really check last night was tree fall. And look at that, but the wind's not being as bad as it has been in recent weeks. Oh. Ooh, yum, yum, yum. I'm going to finish up here and then start packing up and make it. What the hell? What the hell is it? Oh. Tangled in the trees. What the fuck is that? That is a fucking pentagram.
While sitting there, he noticed something unsettling above him. A strange symbol had been placed in the area, and it had not been there the night before. Realizing this, he packed up and left immediately. The presence of the symbol, along with the earlier events, leaves the situation difficult to explain, especially with how everything unfolded overnight. What do you think was really happening around him? Kenny is a creator based in Minnesota who regularly shares outdoor content exploring the wilderness in his camper van and documenting his experiences. His videos are usually calm and enjoyable, offering a relaxing look at life in nature. However, there are moments when things do not go as expected. In this video, something happened that made him feel slightly uneasy. He drove his camper into the forest for a quiet camping trip with his dog.
I first found this spot probably 10 years ago, and that summer there was a car up here for a couple of months straight. I think it probably broke down, or so sometimes the people that come out here, they're not out here to camp, they're looking for a place to stay. It doesn't look like there's going to be anybody here. Well, there's some trash.
He found a spot, set up camp, built a fire, and started cooking. Everything felt simple and peaceful, just a calm moment in the woods with his dog. Nothing seemed out of place at first. After spending some time relaxing, he decided to go for a walk, and that is when the situation began to feel different.
Come on, Toby. I figured we could check out the lake across the road. What is it? I got no clue what he sees, but something up the road has got his attention. What's going on, Toby? He always sticks by my side. I have no idea what he sees up there, but maybe we won't go that way. We'll go back. Come on, Toby. Yeah, he don't like it over there. Okay, we're not going that way. I have no clue what's got him freaked out. I'm not going to go over there with the bike either. Not after that. No, he wants to go right back to the camper. That was weird. Want to get up in your chair? Weird. I've never had him act like that before. You go down? I've smelled bear before. I know it sounds weird, but you can smell bear when they're in the area. I have no idea why he freaked out like that. Weird.
His dog suddenly stopped and refused to move forward. This kind of behavior is often a sign that something is not right. Dogs can sense things long before people do, and there was a strong chance something was ahead, possibly a bear or another animal. Recognizing this, Kenny chose not to continue and instead turned back toward the camper. To be cautious, he launched a drone to check the area, but the dense trees limited visibility, and any nearby animal may have moved away due to the noise. The moment passed without anything happening, but it highlighted how important it can be to trust a dog's instincts. The sudden change in behavior suggests something may have been nearby, even if it was never seen. What do you think the dog sensed out there? On October 15th, 2016, along the Dragon US Highway 129, known for its tight, unforgiving curves, Kevin Diepenbrock, 41, was riding with his friend Philip Polito, 29, on what was meant to be their final trip of the season. Around 10 a.m. near mile marker 3.5, Philip braked suddenly. Kevin had no time to react and crashed into him. Both were thrown about 105 feet down a steep embankment, completely out of sight. Philip didn't survive. Kevin was left barely alive. He quickly realized how severe his injuries were: 2 punctured lungs, 12 ribs broken in 17 places, 2 spinal fractures, and severe road rash. Even worse, he was completely invisible from the road. Vehicles continued passing all day close enough for him to hear, but no one heard him calling for help. There was no cell service either. As the hours passed, Kevin began recording goodbye messages on his phone.
Hey everybody. That's all I can really say. About 10:30 this morning. Been laying here ever since. Just want to say I love you guys. Sorry it's being stupid, but you know that's what I do. Mom, Dad, love you. Courtney, love you. Kurt and Marnie, Karen, Matt, love you guys. I think I got a broke sternum, ribs, maybe back.
In the daylight recording, he told his family he loved them, apologized for the accident, and listed the names of people he cared about.
I love you guys. Take care of the puppies for me too. Give Kimber and Ruger lots of love for me. And Rocco, Notch, and Kimber.
He even asked whoever might find the phone to take care of his dogs.
See you soon. Hey, 7 o'clock. Trying to use my flashlight to wave somebody down. I think I moved. I think I tried getting up. I think I passed out. Definitely punctured some lungs.
As night fell, his voice became weaker. He used his phone's flashlight to try signaling the road above him, but no one noticed. Later that night, with his battery nearly gone,
Oh, love you guys. Man, I could use a drink of water. They're just like 50 feet away. All right. Yeah. Take care.
he recorded one final message before the phone died.
I'm at 10% body, 10%, it's 11 o'clock. Man, I wish you would call Tennessee, tell them you got a husband out there that hasn't checked in since 10:30 in the morning. I love you. I don't know what to say. Hopefully be able to sleep and catch a state trooper in the morning. I love you. Good night. Love you. Sweet dreams.
Nearly 30 hours after the crash, a woman riding along the Dragon heard his faint voice leading rescuers to pull him out alive. His survival became a clear near-death camping encounter where survival was driven by pure willpower. Explore with Aditya JK02 is a YouTube channel focused on high-speed motorcycle rides, daring maneuvers, and intense GoPro point-of-view footage. Many of his viewers also enjoy outdoor travel camping and adventure riding, where unexpected camping encounters with danger can happen at any moment. Aditya always emphasized that safety should never be ignored. The description of his January 29, 2019 upload made that message clearer than ever. On that day, Aditya was riding his KTM RC 39. Oh, moving quickly and smoothly as the road opened up ahead of him. The GoPro captured him leaning into turns, building speed while staying in control, showing the entire ride from his perspective. At first, everything seemed perfect. Then something terrible happened. At high speed, the motorcycle lost control beneath him when he failed to complete the turn correctly and slammed into the guardrail. The bike skidded across the asphalt sparks, flying as metal scraped against the road and the tires dragged across the pavement. The helmet camera whipped violently, showing just how quickly the crash happened. The helmet absorbed the worst of the impact and helped keep him conscious. In that moment, Aditya realized how close he had come to losing his life. That day became a powerful reminder that protective gear is always necessary. Sometimes the outcome depends on the choices made before the situation even begins. Do you think the result would have been different if he had not been wearing that helmet? Class 5 Beater is known for showing whitewater exactly as it is: powerful, unpredictable, and sometimes far more serious than it first appears. On May 19th, 2018, one run became a clear example of how quickly conditions can change. That day he felt confident as he entered the river, since the section ahead did not appear extreme. The current was strong but readable, and the features looked technical yet manageable. He studied the water carefully and began moving downstream with steady control. At first, everything went according to plan. Then he drifted slightly too far to the right. He attempted to move back left, but two rocks blocked the path. With that option gone, the current began guiding him somewhere else. Instead of returning to the main flow, he was pushed toward the river's edge, where the water narrowed and disappeared into a dark opening, as the current pulled him in. The real danger finally revealed itself. The space was extremely tight, barely large enough for a person to fit, and he was seated in a kayak. Above him, an ice shelf covered the top, limiting light and reducing the space even further. The situation became serious immediately. Water continued to surge into the cave, pressing him against rock and ice. There was no room for wide paddle strokes or strong sweeping movements. The walls felt close and the ceiling was low, turning the confined passage into a frightening natural trap.
I don't know. Woo.
However, he stayed composed, focusing on steady breathing and balanced movements. With careful adjustments, he navigated the confined space. Then suddenly, the water pushed him out. The intense moment passed quickly, but remained unforgettable. Gradually, he slid free into open water. The river still rushed, but he was no longer trapped. In moments like this, small decisions and calm reactions can make the biggest difference. It makes you wonder how many real camping encounter situations in the wild end safely simply because someone stayed calm at the right moment. This is the chilling moment. A camper in Botswana woke up to the sight of 3 lions pressing their bodies against the outside of his tent, licking moisture straight off the fabric. Yes, those are 3 lions that close with nothing between them and a human, except a thin layer of damp material. The camper lay there, holding his breath, barely moving, and making no sound at all, because there was nothing else he could do. If those lions had not been thirsty that morning, but had woken up hungry instead, that tent fabric would not have slowed them down for even a second. There would have been no warning, no time to react, nothing to grab. The camper could have gone from deep sleep to a fight for survival, with no chance of winning. 3 of the most powerful predators on the planet, and he was curled up inside something thinner than a rain jacket. Some people go their entire lives without coming that close to danger, but this man lived through it. It makes you wonder how different things might have been if those lions had acted differently. If you woke up to this, would you stay still or try to escape? Here's the chilling footage of a group of campers out on the African plains, and the moment everything shifted when the king of the jungle appeared while patrolling the area. At one point, a camper slowly leaned his head out to check if they were gone, but he was completely mistaken. That camper who looked outside was fortunate the line that turned toward him could have covered that distance in under 3 seconds. There would have been no time to react, no time to close the tent, no time to do anything except watch it unfold. And even after that moment, the danger was still not fully over. Sometimes moments like this show how quickly a small decision can change everything. If you were there, what would you do? On a summer weekend, a couple went camping at Iron Mountain Campground in Arkansas, a site maintained by the Corps of Engineers. They had been coming to that same campground for 15 years and had never once had any issue with insects. This trip would be different. From the moment they arrived, the ants were everywhere. The ground was moving with them. They got into the chairs, the picnic table, basically every fixed surface around the site, and even inside the cooler. They had just bought a brand new tent, and they assumed that at least it would be a safe place to sleep. It was not because around 1 in the morning, after hours of lying awake with a constant urge to swat at things, they could not see the wife turned on her flashlight.
Yeah, I guess these things are super sealed. There's like 2 in here.
A tent full of ants sounds more uncomfortable than dangerous. And that night, they were lucky that the ants were not the biting kind. But replace that species with the fire ants, which are common across Arkansas and the southern United States, and imagine waking up at 1 in the morning covered in them. Fire ant stings, inject venom, and hundreds of stings at once can trigger a severe allergic reaction. For someone with an unknown allergy, that kind of exposure can become fatal within minutes. Alone at a campsite in the dark, 40 minutes from the nearest town, the new tent would not have protected them from that. If you woke up like that, would you stay still or rush out immediately? On July 3rd, 2014, 4 black bears moved around YouTuber Rob Patton's RV in Longwood, Florida, while he slept inside. If Rob Patton had not turned on his night camera before going to bed, he never would have known those 4 bears spent the entire night circling his vehicle. The camera recorded everything, even as the bears eventually lost interest and wandered away. Four bears around a vehicle is not random. Bears that comfortable near a parked RV are bears that have been around humans before. They recognize the smells. They understand what could be inside. If Rob Patton had left a window slightly open, if the door had not been fully secured, if one of those bears had managed to get in, waking up would have meant facing 4 black bears at close range in a confined space. There's no version of that situation where the bear is the one that does not make it out. If you were there, would you feel safe enough to sleep? That's it for tonight. Which moment creep? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story. Share it with us and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.